Today's edition of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast is brought to you by Cujo Yardware. Today is the final day for their 15% off sale when you use the code BRYANS10 at checkout. It's their best sale opportunity of the year before we reach the holidays. So again, to save 15% off Cujo Yardware, use BRYANS10 at checkout.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys. Good morning. Well, really excited about this excerpt that we're going to take from a weekly link live stream. That's our private Facebook group. And we had a very special guest. His name is Jeff Joyner. A lot of you guys know Jeff. A lot of you guys love Jeff. And a lot of you guys have actually heard Jeff speak quite a few times here at Entrepreneur Academy Live, our conference that we host every November, which will be November 2nd. If you guys want to put a little pencil or a little save the date in your phone, in your calendar. Tickets will go on sale here mid-June. But man, I'm telling you what, Jeff absolutely, unequivocally stole the show on this live stream, bar none. The best I've ever heard him, the best, honestly, content that I've ever heard with working with people, working with difficult people, learning how to motivate people, learning how to cast a vision, learning how to sell and close clients, build relationships, and so much more. Folks, really quick, I just wanted to let you know that the Link membership, it's our private Facebook group and community. It's growing like crazy. It's $29 a month. Give me a break. It's absolutely changing people's lives. If you were one of the 75 to 100 people part of this live stream, I'm telling you what, you know how good it was. It was an hour and a half long. Jeff stayed for an extra half hour. I said, dude, can I get an encore? This is incredible. And literally he rolled 3 different times on 3 different major topics. And we're going to play one of the excerpts here for you guys, about a 22 minute little snippet. And I'm telling you what, it was just money in the bank, folks. And I'm telling you what, the rest of the podcast, the rest of the Link Live, replay is available to you in Link the minute you join. Okay, and I'm not here to get you to join. If you want to join, fantastic. If you want to grow with a group of awesome individuals and peers, and stay motivated and ask questions and have the accountability, fantastic. I think you'll be blessed by this 25 minute excerpt here. But I'm just telling you what, this, if you enjoyed this, right? Here's the deal. If you enjoyed this part, imagine this going on for another hour and 10 freaking minutes. Okay, Jeff was the best I've ever heard him. And I'm telling you what, this has had light bulbs going off. There was 25 people in the chat. This is incredible. This is amazing. Fire, and so much more. And so anyway, Jeff Joyner, professional sales background, professional communicator, professional storyteller, professional motivational speaker. This is what he's done for 20, 30 plus years, is teach people how to win, how to sell, how to communicate, how to get thoughts across, and how to work through and with people. And this is the best I've ever heard him, okay? So just a little bumper on here. Link membership, once a month, we get a big dog guest on. A lot of you guys heard me talk about this about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I said, we've got Jeff Joyner coming, and a bunch of people join that afternoon just to hear Jeff, I would imagine. But folks, you get the replay from the last 6 months of all the other great guest speakers we've had as well. If you want to join Link, we'll leave a link in the description. We'd love to have you part of the group. If so, great. If not, absolutely no big deal. There is an entirely different conversation going on the Facebook group, in the Facebook group, on that platform. I'm just telling you straight up, there's people having conversations, people asking questions. There's a whole nother community that's being built right before our eyes. We're actually making some plans right now to have some VIP guest rooms available here for us at Equip Expo to cater in the first ever Link private, a little VIP party that we're going to be having there. We're super pumped about that, pulling out all the stops. It's going to be awesome. We're working with those plans right now with the Equip team to get that all figured out. I'm just telling you guys, I don't want to overhype this, but I'm just telling you what, folks, some people treat a crumb like a feast and other people treat a feast like a crumb. And yes, we had Jeff for an hour and a half, but I'm telling you what, I felt like it was a crumb. And, I'm treating it like a feast because holy freaking cow, I'm just telling you, the stuff that he shared for the rest of this session made me a better individual. It made me a better leader. it literally the next day made me want to work better with my team, work better with my wife, work better for my kids, be a better human being, and be a better leader for all of you guys. And you know what? Iron sharpeneth iron here, and that's what this conversation was all about, okay? So without further ado, I just want to put a little bumper on here. Check out the link membership. We'll leave a link in the description. These are the conversations you're missing out on and so much more. And I just want to see you guys win. I want to see you guys grow. The content is here for you, and that's where the community is, all right? Guys, I love you. Appreciate you. We're going to kick over to the replay here, a little excerpt from Jeff Jordan. If you want to give Jeff a follow, you can check him out on Instagram and YouTube. He's also got a great book, Say It Like It Matters, When It Matters, and that's available on Audible. It's available on Amazon. He sold 5,000 or 10,000 copies, he was saying. Like, it's growing like crazy. Awesome book about communication and how to sell and how to work with people, like I was talking about. So if you want the encore, maybe consider supporting Jeff as well, or check out his website where you guys can get an autographed version of the book, all right? Thanks so much for listening, guys. Let's kick it over here, and you guys have a beautiful rest of the day. We'll catch up with you guys here soon.
All of you guys have competitors in your market, right, that are independent lawn care companies. And where I see people trying to fight the battle is, well, our trucks look better than theirs. Okay. Hey, you want to have a good looking truck. Our website is better. Hey, man, you want to have a good website. Our marketing is better, our whatever. Our customer service is better. Dubious. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I think the place where you can really, really crush your competitor, you have one thing that your competitors will never have, and that's you. Your ability to get out there and talk to future customers and existing customers and tell them who you are, what the story is of your company, what makes you special. That's the tipping point. A quick story that pops into mind, and Brian, tell me if I'm rambling off and in the wrong directions, but one of my best friends, a guy named Dale, I used to work with him at Campbell's Soup Company. He was my boss, and he had a dream to be an entrepreneur, and him and his wife opened a couple frozen custard franchises. And I'm like, tell me about the overhead there. Well, $300,000 for the land, and another $200,000 for the building, and another $100,000 for the equipment, and another $100,000 for the uniforms, and another $100,000 in fees and to building contractor. I mean, they were $1 million in the hole before they served one ice cream cone. And so, thank goodness you're in an industry where you can build up. A lot of you guys borrowed a lawnmower from your dad and parlayed that into a successful company, man. It's awesome. But here's this guy. He's got this ice cream shop, and it's the kind where you walk up to the counter and you eat outside at the picnic table, so they don't have inside dining. And he's like, Jeff, we got to grow our business, man. We're struggling. What kind of marketing do you recommend? We're thinking about Facebook ads. We're thinking about TV ads. We're thinking about, about all this stuff. And I said, Dale, you want my honest opinion? What I would do if I were you? I said, I would get out there. I said, get out from behind. Don't be back there. He's back there serving ice cream to save $7 an hour that he would have to pay someone else to do that.
Right.
You need to go do the thing that only you can do, which is get out there and represent your business to these customers. And I said, I got a challenge. I dare you to try it. I said, for the next month, want you every night to get your freaking apron off and get out there on the patio and start shaking hands and kissing babies like you're running for office.
Yep.
And you go up to people and you say, hey, you enjoying that ice cream? Yeah? Awesome. Hey, my name's Dale. This is my shop. And when you come here and buy ice cream, you're supporting my family business and you help me put my kids through college. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Hey, come back soon, would you? And bring some of your friends.
Man, that's good. That's good.
And he did it, and his sales quadrupled in 1 month.
Wow.
His cost didn't go up at all, but his sales quadrupled. And I know that's not a apples to apples example of the kind of work you do. Hey, but I'm convinced people want to do business with people. What advantage do you guys have over big companies? One of my speaking events I've done a few times that was fascinating was the North American Pizza and Ice Cream Show. It's all the independent pizza shops in America come to this big conference. And all they bitch about is that they have an unfair advantage to Little Caesars, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, the big companies who do national advertising. How can we compete with that? I said, because you have what those companies can't do, which is you can deliver a world-class customer experience. Papa John's can't do that. They literally can't do that, but you can. And so the fact that you guys are independent business owners working in your hometowns, and when you do business with me, you're supporting local business. And I will move hell and high water to make sure that your account is serviced with integrity and pride. And that's the key. I'm convinced that's the key to keeping customers. Have you learned, by the way, that keeping customers is a lot cheaper than finding new customers? And how do you keep them? You make sure that they think this is a personal transaction. I just went today and got my hair cut. The girl who cuts my hair is named Danielle. She used to work at Sports Clips. I don't know if you guys have those in your town. And she's the best hair cutter. Now, do I mean by that she gives me a good haircut? I don't know. My hair's not that hard to cut. But whenever I go there, she remembers my kids' names. She remembers what we talked about last time. She makes me feel like I'm her favorite customer.
That's awesome.
And there's a line out the door for people to get haircut by her. And actually, she left there and started cutting hair in her garage because they fired her. The manager got jealous because everyone wanted to get her haircut by her, so they fired her. I go to her garage and get my haircut, which is not convenient in the least. It's 40 minutes from my house. So I'm paying more money and less convenience because she makes me feel that when I'm getting a haircut, which a haircut is a commodity, it's a simple transaction, but she makes it feel like I'm supporting her family, like I'm doing the right thing by doing that. You know, it's like I'm going to give blood. I'm serving the community by going to Danielle's house for a haircut. And I think any independent business owner can do that. So that's a long answer. We don't have time for all those long answers, but.
No, man, I honestly, the comment section is the arbiter of truth, right? Not to fluff you up at all, but absolute fire. Keep going. This is golden. Bunch of great comments. Colton, Lamont. Todd Wildrick said, we love you. If only we could get you to switch that silver helmet for a green and gold one.
Oh, the pack. Hopefully you're not talking about the Packers.
He's over. Yeah, he's Minnesota, right? Or Wisconsin. I forget. Madison.
I took a tour of Lambeau Field once and was in their big room with all the trophies. And I said, "Where's the Brett Favre statue?" And they're like, "It's too soon. It's still too soon to be picking on Brett Favre."
That's good stuff. Hey, so the actual really good question came in. So this one relates to Rory Kendall. He said, "Jeff, what is some good communication skills I could use to talk to my crews and not make it sound like I'm harping on them all the time, like getting them to buckle down to get the list done when we're in a crunch time?" Man, that's a good. Like, how do you rally the troops? How do you get the job done without pressuring them and not seem like you're yelling at them or harping at them? I love that. That's a great question.
Great question. I got a couple ideas for you that are not quick fixes, because the hard works are never, quick fixes. A couple of things. Number one, I think, is to do your best to tie the efforts they're doing towards something that helps the customers. We talk a lot about leadership and having a vision, and a lot of small business owners that I meet, the vision is, I'm going to grow my company and I'm going to be the best brand and I'm going to have a nice house someday like Brian Fullerton's mansion, and your employees are like, we're not here to make you rich, right? But the very best visions are, no, we are going to be the best in this space. We are going to serve companies. We are make customers. We're going to make a difference. And to get them to buy in a little bit that this isn't the boss asking you to work harder. It's all of us holding each other accountable, that we go the extra mile for our customers. Why? Because we're awesome. That's why. Because you're awesome. That's why. And I think that's, and again, it takes some time to do that. And that's a shift for some people.
Kujo, Cujo. You know the name. Now experience this incredible work shoe for yourself. Hey guys, Brian here. And just a few years ago, I wondered why there wasn't some lightweight, functional shoe for the lawn care industry. A couple of weeks later, I get a message from this new company, Cujo Yardwear, letting me know about a new shoe they created for lawn care pros. We tried them out, put them to work, and the rest, they say, is history. The guys and I love Cujos because they are lightweight, breathable, super comfortable, and keep our feet dry. No more running shoes with flimsy support and soaked socks due to the morning dew or a passing spring shower. Cujo Yardwear is a family-owned company. Sean and Kelsey are a brother-sister team, and they seriously care about offering the best products for our industry. Check them out at Cujo.com. That's Kujo.com. And don't forget to use the Brian's 10 code to save 10% on your next order. Get a pair for you and a pair for your crew. You'll be so happy that you did.
I just did some corporate training. One of the biggest companies in America has a guy, one of their regional presidents, the CEO told him, you need some leadership coaching. And they hired me to coach this guy. And so I fly to his state and take a limo to his big office. And it's not my preferred way of doing training because this guy had been told that he needs my help. And I said, his name's Art. And I said, Art, define leadership for me. He said, leadership is cracking the whip and holding their feet to the fire. I said, well, you just used two torture metaphors in the same sentence. I think you need to learn some things about leadership, right? That is not leading. And so, we could talk about leadership all day, but the way I like to teach leadership is distinguishing leading from managing. And the difference is, in my mind, that you manage things, but you lead people. You manage the budget, you manage the inventory, you manage the calendar, you manage the vacation schedule, you manage the processes, these are the schedules, the weather changed out. These are all things that you manage, and you have to be good at those details to be in your guys' line of work. You have to. But if you try to manage people the way you manage sharpening iron, the blades on your that what it really boils down to is bringing out the best in people, right? And figuring out ways to bring out the best in them. But anyway, I feel like I'm jumping topics. But the first answer to your question is, how do you not harp, is getting them focused on, I'm asking you do this because we have a commitment to the customers.
Right.
And this is not me smacking you. This is not me poking you. This is us. And I know, Rory, you're out there stepping up, going the extra mile too. But to get that buy-in, right? It's easy for you. You're the owner. Of course, you're going to do it. But if you can get these guys to connect the dots that, hey, what we're doing here is important and it's special and you're a part of this and I appreciate you and I respect you, but creating a culture of continual improvement that we are all, once you can get people to agree that we're all let's all hold each other accountable to be improving, then it's a lot easier to be correcting those things. I may have shared this in one of my sessions with you guys before, but one of the best examples of having vision and high standards I saw was at the Minneapolis airport. I've flown through almost, if not every major airport in North America. And what I've noticed over time is that some of them are awesome and some of them suck. I would rather get hit in the face with a shovel than have to fly through Chicago O'Hare Airport because the people that work there are terrible and there's always cancellations. And Atlanta, not much better. Dallas, Denver. But some of them are really, really good, right? Sky Harbor Airport in Arizona, man, that's a good airport. But I've noticed the best one was Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. It's clean. You get off the plane and they have a coupon book with a coupon for every store and restaurant in the airport. And they change it every month. Like, 15% off at Fridays. That's awesome. I'll use that. They have the massage chairs over here and they got volunteers at these little booths. You need help finding your gate? I don't know how they get people to volunteer at an airport. It's not a charity. And they have the play area for the kids. It's just, I've noticed that it's the best airport and I will pay more to fly through Minneapolis, not exorbitantly more, not double, but I'll pay $75 more to fly through Minneapolis as opposed to O'Hare or Atlanta or Charlotte, or depending on where I'm going, kind of wherever. Well, one day I'm in the bathroom taking a whiz and I see a sign on the wall and I'm like, that explains why this is such a good airport. And I want to take a picture of it, but I didn't want to be the guy taking pictures at the airport. That'll get you on front page news in the men's bathroom. But the next time I flew through, there was nobody in there. So I took a picture. And here's what it said. A sign on the wall said, Minneapolis St. Paul Airport, giving our customers the best airport experience in North America. How are we doing? And I had a phone number. And I was like, it never occurred to me. It's somebody's job to run this airport. And that person has put a vision out for their team. What are we doing here? We're giving our customers the best airport experience in North America. So, hey, Jose, are you mopping the floor? No. Giving our customers the best airport experience in North America. Hey, Sally, are you serving sandwiches? No. And when you can get people to buy into the vision of what we are doing here, it makes correcting their behavior a lot easier.
Wow.
Instead of you're doing your job wrong, it's let's talk about how well you are lining up your daily tasks with our vision of what we're here to do. That's leadership. That's leadership in a nutshell, and it's how you drive change. The other advice that I recommend is that it's been my experience when you're trying to drive change with people that you get much better results when you recognize people for doing something right than when you correct them for doing something wrong. When you correct someone for doing something, they feel harped on, they feel nagged, they feel singled out, they feel, oh, you're always on my back. And frankly, a lot of these people live in homes or grew up in homes where that's how they were treated. And it brings back, it's not just that one comment, it brings back a lifetime of criticism. And you don't believe in me. And you didn't talk that way to Phil. Why are you talking that way to me? As opposed to, and again, it's a long-term thing to like watch them and recognize the people who are doing things right. I got a friend of mine owns a factory, 700 workers. And he's like, Jeff, could you come do a training session on punctuality? We're having a hell of a time. And he goes, when someone shows up late for their shift, it holds up the whole manufacturing line, costs me $15,000 a minute.
Wow.
When someone's late. I'm like, dang. And he goes, so can you do a motivational talk on punctuality? I go, well, that sounds like the most boring thing ever. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I go, but I can help you. So we scheduled an all-employee meeting. They're got these factory guys, Bubba on their shirt. We're going to have a motivational speaker. And I said, hey, I'm going to do a thing called how to have more fun, less stress, and make time fly at work. And they're like, hooray. And, but I said, hey, who's your most punctual person? That's what the name popped in my head, Phil. He goes, we got a guy here. He goes, some people show up just on time or a little bit late. He goes, I got one guy who's always a little early. His name's Phil. I go, that's all I need to know. So I'm up there doing my training about how to have more fun. I was talking about teamwork. And part of teamwork is accountability and trustworthiness. And for someone to trust you, you must be trustworthy. And what does that mean? And part of it is predictability. Can people predict how you're going to behave? And I said, hey, where's Phil? 700 people in this room. This guy raised his hand. I go, Phil, can you come up here? He comes walking up, gets up on stage. I go, hey, the owner of this company was bragging to me about how trustworthy you are and how you're always here on time and you're never late. And you probably hit traffic some days, but you leave a little bit early to make sure that you're here because people are counting on you. And I just wanted you to know how much that says about your character and the kind of person you are. And I'm proud of you. And literally, your boss's boss's boss was bragging about how awesome you are. I go, everybody give Phil a hand. And, I look in the audience, and 80% of the people are like, hey, Phil. And 20 of them are like, Phil. You're not going to move the needle with those people. But I told the guy who owns the company, I go, hey, what time's your first shift start tomorrow? He goes, 6 a.m. I said, call me at 6:05. He goes, why? And I go, you'll see at 6. He calls me up and he goes, I'll be damned. I go, what? He said there was 109 people waiting outside the front door when I got here at 5:15 to unlock the door.
No shit. Wow.
Hey, I'm trustworthy too. Hey, I'm a team player. Hey, and we had some follow-up leadership about, hey, just call spade a spade. That says something about a real lack in your organization, that people are starving for a little recognition, for a little edification, for a little pat on the back. I go, this guy's big business. Medium-sized business, I would say. I said, but if you would just work that into your leadership style, you could increase your annual income by $3 or $4 million.
Wow.
And so I don't know if that makes sense, but catching people. Hey, and by the way, I learned that lesson in business, but you know where I started applying it? Parenting. That correcting kids when they do something wrong doesn't drive change as much as when they do it right, you pour it on.
Running a successful lawn care and landscaping business means you are working hard and smart. You're smart about investing in equipment to grow your business, to be more efficient, go the distance, and take more on. Cujo Yardware is working hard to provide you with the absolute best footwear options to help you get the job done. You want efficiency? Trash the grass-stained athletic shoes that fail on slopes and do. You want to go the distance? Forget those overkill boots that weren't built for the yard. You don't have to choose between lightweight comfort or water-resistant traction because Cujo Yardware was built for you. From the comfortable yard shoes to the tough X1 landscape boots, Cujo selected the best quality materials to optimize the performance and satisfaction of lawn care professionals. While you focus on laying killer stripes, Cujo will be there every step of the way. Check them out at Cujo.com, Kujo.com. Before you turn off the podcast, there are two things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Lawntrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.